Yet another crypto update. And the main reason for showing this is because it helps explain the strategy that I like to play, but it also explains just putting orders on exchanges. This is Binance. And what I did was I took a bunch of these coins. An alert means, and I'm just going to delete that because I'm not going to put any buy orders in, not yet. On every sale, that's what I do. If I sell something, say for example this code, I'm not playing GNT on here. It's because the transfer on Bittrex was way too expensive, so I'm just going to leave it and trade it on as I was. But if I were to sell this, say on this level of resistance here, at the 34 handle, then I might, after I sell, put a buy order back in at the 20 handle or 25 handle. Immediately, for that matter. Well, immediately as in, oh, I see a sale, go to the exchange, type it all in, and so on. And then just leave them there. Because what I like about this is not only is the rate cheaper, for we can see the rate here is 0.05% when you use Binance Coin. It's so awesome to have cheaper rate. Makes it so that regardless of if you're playing long-term or short-term, you're just going to get better profits, because if you're spending X amount of rake, I'd rather spend X divided by 5 in rake, if possible. So therefore, that's a good motivation. Now, the reason why I don't have any is because the transfer costs were so expensive. But there was a whole bunch on here that I've only put an order in for stuff, EAD, ADA, ETC, I think Waves I've put my orders in for. But there's like still like another 6 or 7 that I got to put in. And within the exchanges, what we see here is we have the Bitcoin exchange, we have the Ethereum exchange, the Binance exchange, and the Tether exchange. I'm focused on the Binance one because I want to trade a coin against one that I like. And Binance is something I really want to get into this way. So therefore, I'll just buy and sell a bunch of these altcoins and such. And it's got good volatility within the movement. There's a lot of people that trade. That's always a good thing. And the rake is low. So let's say LSK. See, I deposited some LSK in here. I see this chart, daily term time frame, only a couple months or so. Was in an uptrend, now in a downtrend. So I'm going to start as in what I would call a middle ground. A middle ground in my strategy, which means I just got buy orders if it goes low, sell orders if it goes high, means I'm in the middle of where the buy and sell would be. So I might look for a sell maybe for a 25% increase and a 20% decrease, which is, by the way, the same numbers, because going from 100 to 125 is a 25% increase. Going from 125 back to 100, that's a 20% decline. So the same units of measure in the middle, logarithmically speaking. And within such, I need decent sized drops to buy, decent sized rises to sell. When we go to the exchange, this is very similar, and a lot of exchanges have this, just quick keys. This is like a lot of poker sites online have this. If you want to bet like 25% of your stack, an all-in button, 3x, all those types of things to make it for quick betting. Well, I can use that here. Now I'm looking for, to start off, maybe a 25% gain. I could play shorter term for 10% moves and 5% moves, and I've thought about this. I don't want to go too small, even though I can with cheaper rake, and I might just do so at any time. After all, that's part of the game. But for now, I'm going to look for a 25% increase minimum, but not much more. So 37.6, what's 25% on that? Well, I just do like 3.7 is 10. 7.4 would double that. Half of 3.7 is 1.8, and 1.8 on 7.4 is 9.2-ish. So 47.6 would definitely be a bit more, but not much more. So I'm going to go 47.99. 25% would be 4.97. So let's just do 4.9. which means with a little more than a 25% increase, I'm going to sell a little less than 25% of what I have, which means against my base trade of BNB, it will be worth fractionally more with 4.9 less after this trade than it is right now. And I'll have 2.35 extra LSK, or excuse me, BNB. So I'm going to make the sale, and there is my notification on the screen. So I got less, I got 15 on here now. I want to do greater than 25% for my next sell. I'm always, with markets going up and down and things moving in time, going to be changing these orders over and over when needed. That's adjusting to the message of the market. So 25%, we're looking at well more than 10 cents, which would be 57.9. So I want to go like 64. Well more than 25%. And I can sell exactly this amount for making a quick bet. Of course, when I'm doing this by myself, not video, I'm not going to be talking, and I would do this much faster. And I could do my math in my head pretty good. So therefore, let's do better than a 50% move here, which means I got to break $1 or a unit. So let's do 124, which is a good break, 25% more than that. Sell 50, little more than 50%, 5.75 say. And there we go. Now let's go for close to a double play. I mean, this is going to double. 249, let's do 259. And let's sell 75%. Notice the math on this. And it doesn't matter what numbers you're using. Whatever percent increase you are selling, if you're going for, say, a 2x gain, that's 50%. And I want to make sure my math is right, because I don't know if it is here or not. So I first sell 4.9. Yeah, see, this is wrong. I figured it was. So 64.9 was the last trade. So now I want to go $1.24 or so. So I'm selling for a gain of almost 2x or 100%. That means the market, if I sell half and I'm not getting a 2x gain, then that doesn't count. So what I got to make sure that I do is sell about 5 even 4.75. I want to sell aggressively enough that I'm going to get good amounts back so that the buybacks will be worth so much more, but enough that I don't sell out on mediocre to just decent gains. So 1249. Now I want to do better than double. So let's do 2795. I can get away with selling half my stack here because I would have a portfolio without the sell worth greater than double from the point of 125 to 320 or to 275 or 279, because the market would do better than 2x. So if I was worth 1 unit, I'd be worth 2.2. So if I sell half of that, I'd be worth 1.1. Thus, I'd be worth more. And I'd have this extra 9 amount of the BNB coins. So I'm going to put my sell in. And I'm just going to sell out. 5 sells. If this thing just goes hog wild crazy, considering the price right now is 0.3, I'm already on a 9x return. Okay. So then, I did better than double, so now I got to do better than triple. Because when these things go, they go. And plus, you get some really weird people that you'll see the big spikes that go up and down on charts, like those big flash moves, mainly because someone buys like a whole SHIT amount, like a lot of them, load of them. And if I got my sell in, I'm just going to be happy to get it. I mean, you can get undercut here. I'm going to do better than triple, which means I'm probably going to go close to 9. It can go up to 850. I'll be like, damn it. I mean, I could have went 8. I would have got it, but I mean, it can go up to 20 and I'll be still happy to get 9. So I'm going to sell 100% of my stack at this point. Now now if the first sell comes in at the 47 handle, 48 even, I'm going to get the amount of, well, I'm just going to get 2.3 BNB. So what I'm probably going to do is put a buy order in for probably with the same amount of decline back. So around the current price, maybe a little cheaper because I realize BNB is a good long-term coin and everything's in a bear market against it right now. So I'd look for whatever decent move, 20-30% lower. But if I only use, say, 2.2 of these, 2.1, then I'm going to get back more than the 4.9. So what I want to do with the buybacks is ensure that after the transaction, my buyback will be greater than what I sold for in quantity of the cross currency, in this case LSK at 4.9. So this would be like for like 6 or whatever, 6, even 5.4 if I'm playing on lower volatility. And then this number here, which would be 2.35, it's going to be lower. It can even be just 2.3, but has to be lower, and this has to be higher. That's the basis to how I play the buybacks. Now, normally, I would put buy orders in, but it's really difficult for me to get a little aggressive into BNB when it personally against Bitcoin is in a very decent uptrend. So for me, the easiest way to do it is just start trading stuff in as its base currency. When sell orders come in, I'll start accumulating its base. So that's the way I want to increase the BNB number for the most part. I'm probably going to add coins like Litecoin, and I probably should go the Tether as well, or the TUSD, the true US dollar. I will in time. But this is the start for me in doing the Binance portfolio. I got several other coins that I got to do. And I can probably have time for one more. If I put my orders in for PivX yet, probably not. No, because I got 68 of them. And you can see, look at this volatility. This has already went from 45 to 15. This is the movements that I want. So when I'm looking at 25% sales, I have to check back on a daily basis, it seems. And that's good. That's good. That just means I'm going to get a text. I'm going to have to get the text message from this every day. It's annoying to get all of them, but the 2FA, two-factor authentication, it's a good thing. Anyway, so PivX. We got this price in at 15. So what's 25% on that? We're looking at 18, 19. So why don't we do 19.9? It's like closer to 30-something%. And sell 17 even. And the rig 0.05. I'm going to like that. So now a 50% gain, say. And if I'm going to be worth 50% more, then probably have to do more than that. Let's go 15 and a quarter. And that'll be me put 60 and a quarter and put me an more even number. So then my next sell order. So we had 30. Let's go close to double, 49. So with this case, if I again put the 25%, let's just put this up to say 10. Because I'm only selling at this stage now about a third of my stack. And this thing is going to be going up at where I should be selling about that amount. So then if we say double from here, 50% would represent 12. I don't want to quite do that much. If we do an even 10, that would be pretty cool. And then say 295, a 3x score to sell it. It's in. It's all in. Okay. So that's a strategy in which that I'm using. My strategy for weeks and weeks has been to start playing some coins on here. But let's wait for the hedge bets to start to cash in, because I feel if the move to 3,000 comes in, these altcoins are going to go down. So be it. And I'll just add a whole bunch of new ones, and I'll have extra funds to do so when my altcoins do better than 2x moves, because all of the shorts were between 7,500 and like 8,500 Bitcoin and around 130 something Litecoin. So therefore, I'll get much more than I started with that way. And what I'm hoping is cheaper prices on altcoins. That's the plan. And I've already stated in the last video why I want to have BNB, or why I think it'll go up, because people I expect to buy such just to get the cheaper rake. Because if I'm paying rake of X amount, just the letter X, if you do X division sign 5 or X over 5, well, that's what the rake is this way. And I like that better. I like paying X over 5 better than X, because that's 5 times cheaper. And that's really what, when you're an advantage player in the game, trying to get the best deals that you possibly can is magnificent. And I'm already trading these funds as it is right now against Bittrex. And I already have a larger ratio of Bittrex to Binance. So this reduces the ratio, because my Bittrex account is worth the amount that I've transferred less, and my Binance account is worth that same amount much higher now. So I like it that way. And the way I say that is because if you have a whole bunch of different exchanges, something happens with one of them, and that's going to suck for your currencies and your funds. But at least all your other places hopefully should be good, definitely in your hardware wallets. And yeah, because with Bittrex, they still have that 0.25% rake. And I'm going to be interested to see what they do with that. As Poloniex dropped theirs a little bit from 0.2 for a taker and 0.1% for a maker. But this is 0.05%, I think, regardless of if you're the maker or taker. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And yeah, so I'm just showing how I like to play my order game. When a buy order comes in, then basically what I end up doing is I cancel all my sell orders and I just replace them all again, because the mathematics work a lot different. Because if I'm going to say buy, well, generally speaking, if my first play would be making a trade for, just move this so I could see the numbers better. Trading 17 at this price. So I'd probably be buying about 25 or so. 24, even 22. If I bought, say, 24, I'd probably sell about 20 or 19 of them. I mean, that's just going to change everything. One easy way of doing it, though, is if I put a buy in, then I'll just put one sell in for, like, say, I buy, say, 24. I'll sell maybe 19 at one level lower than this, which will leave me with 5, and I'll just put that at, say, like 4 units at the next high level. That's another way of doing it too. So it's basically the 2 ways in which I'll place my sell orders after a buy within the market. So of course, everything you do is always within your own risk, own reward. I go over strategies that I'm using, obviously, and it's really a mathematical based system, strategy. And what I like about it is, to me, intermediate mathematics skills, intermediate computer skills is all that is required to be able to manage such a strategy. And because of that, there have been people who talk about trading like it's so hard. And it is. So the conventional strategy, it really is, because people say if you just hodl, it's just safe. But if you go in, try to play the market, you can have a lot of gains, but you have a lot of losses, especially in these volatile conditions. But regardless if you hodl or if you don't, you're always going to have the risk for the tremendous gains or losses as well. They're just greater within the trades. And in a strategy like this, it's a very comparable to one of just buying and holding, but it's going to limit your 70, 100, 400x gains your portfolio might have to maybe 20, 30, 40x gains. Okay. It also means that in situations where you might only double because there's a lot of up and down choppy action, that this strategy means you do a 10x or a 20x. And even over a period of time, you might be down in 2 years. Man, I'm down 30% and I've been hodling. Doing this, you could say you're up triple or 10 times. And I've shown a lot of examples in the past to show the mathematics in play. And it can be proven mathematically that playing strategies back and forth like this, as long as the market doesn't go straight down to nothing or a continuous downtrend, is going to be very profitable doing such. I'd like to thank you for tuning in to this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. This is, again, how I trade. And if you're looking for any type of ideas, that's basically what I'm here to help with. And have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.